Okay. I did my scientific investigation on, that's a really long name for what I did. Basically, I have asthma, and I decided to see how fast I would be able to run a set distance each time, depending on whether or not I had taken my asthma medication and when I had taken it during my sprint trials. Asthma is a chronic lung disease. It causes inflammation when it's irritated due to either different inhaled substances. So I know there's some research out there where humidity can actually affect how badly your asthma is triggered. So for example, mine, I noticed that in colder weather, I tend to trigger asthma attacks a lot more easily. And that actually came into play during my experiment. It was about 60 degrees out, and I figured that would help me adjust the variables just a little bit to get better results. It's also inflammation in your airways due to physical activity. So that's exercise-induced asthma, and that's the kind that I had. So even though I played sports a lot as a child, I had to take it a little bit easy because my asthma would act up and I wouldn't be able to breathe at all. It also causes a higher production of mucus in the airways for some people when the asthma is triggered, which makes the airways tighten up more just because there's more stuff blocking them. It is incurable, but it is treatable by bronchodilators such as albuterol sulfate, which is the medication that I was using. Right. Albuterol sulfate, brand name prior, there was some legal stuff. It's only available in a brand name right now. It's a bronchodilator, and it is used to relax the muscles in your airways. That way, once you trigger an asthma attack, your airways will actually open back up and you'll be able to go on as normal. I put the chemical structure and everything up there because I thought that was neat. It's a little bit over my head, but basically it triggers certain things in your body that go through some steps to relax the smooth muscle structures in your airways, which again opens it up so you can breathe again. It's a beta-2 agonist, which means it activates beta-2, goes through all those steps, activates a certain protein, opens up the airways. It's used to treat symptoms of not just asthma, but other lung diseases, respiratory issues that have anything to do with your airways closing up. Albuterol sulfate is an emergency inhaler, so there are some that people have to take every day. This is just mine, and that's what I was using. This is a big long paragraph on exactly how it functions. I'm not going to bother reading it because it's too much, but it's mostly the albuterol from what I was reading that actually causes those smooth muscles to relax. The sulfate is not as big of a thing in that, but I could be wrong. For my experiment, I did 4 timed sprint trials over a set distance. I was originally going to go to a football field, but there wasn't really an easily accessible one because the high school one nearby, you need to contact the school, and that was a lot out of my way, so I decided to go to Rec Park. And I knew that tennis courts had a standardized width and length, so I took down that information, found out that the distance between all 4 of the courts was going to be 72 yards, and I figured that that would be a pretty decent length for me to run. It's still standardized, it's a weird number, but it's still the same amount every time. The use of my inhaler was the independent variable. So for my first trial, I had no prior incidents of asthma. This was right after I got into the tennis courts. I hadn't had an asthma attack yet, and I was going to run it and time myself. The second trial actually happened after I ran the first trial because I realized that my asthma had not kicked in during the first trial. So it was going to be a second run after I had already induced an asthma attack without my inhaler. The third trial was going to be after a rest, so I had a little bit of time to recover from my asthma attack, and I was going to use my inhaler after I had already started feeling the symptoms of an asthma attack, so about the halfway point. And then the fourth was going to be the inhaler prior to my run. My hypothesis was that my second trial, after an asthma attack without the use of the inhaler was going to be my slowest because my airways were constricted and I wouldn't be able to run. So more difficulty breathing, it was going to be my negative control because I basically knew that was going to be my slowest run. Whereas I thought my third trial, which was inhaler usage at the halfway mark, was going to be my fastest because the inhaler is supposed to alleviate symptoms once they've already started. So I figured that it would be more effective to use the inhaler once I had started my run, because it would be the most effective use of the medication. These were my results. Those are little gifts of me running, which are a little bit off time. But the first trial was the top left, second trial right, it doesn't clockwise. Trial 1 actually turned out to be my fastest run because I hadn't had any prior incidents of asthma. I was correct that my second trial was my slowest. It took me about 15.9 seconds to run the full 72 yards. And my third trial, even though it wasn't my fastest like I thought it was going to be, it did end up being faster than the one where I used my inhaler before the run, which I had assumed was going to happen because there was no prior incidents of asthma. The first one, and I just took my inhaler beforehand to see if that would affect anything. So my hypothesis was mistaken. First trial was actually the fastest, and once I ran the trials, I realized that was probably because I hadn't had any former stress on my lungs that day. So I was able to run like I normally am. Second trial was slowest as expected because there was already a lot of stress on my lungs because I already had an asthma attack and I hadn't taken any steps to alleviate it. But I was correct, and then trial number 3 was faster than trial number 4. After I finished the experiment and went over the steps that I could have taken, I realized that if there had been more people that I knew with asthma, I could have potentially run separate trials with different people and made more of a compilation of results just to get a broader range of numbers. Some of the good things that it was that day was that I did all the trials on the same day, so the temperature was consistent, the basic test environment was the same. I also made sure to eat full breakfast, get plenty of rest, do stretches before running, basic exercise stuff that you should be doing. I also could have done more trials of the same, like run trial number 3 more than once, run trial number 4 more than once to get a broader range of results. The one thing that I did come back with it was that it did help me learn a better time to use my inhaler personally. That is obviously not true for everybody because everybody's asthma is different, but for me, I did learn that it's better for me to take my inhaler after I've already initiated an asthma attack because it will help me when the effects are already there. It will help a little bit if I haven't already had an asthma attack, but I'm anticipating one, but it's best to take it after I've already felt those side effects. Those are my works cited for this PowerPoint. And any questions?